What's up, you guys? Godzilla fan freaks coming at you today with another figure review, and today we are taking a look at the X Plus Gigantic Series Final Form Perfect Cell figure. Very awesome, very big figure here. Just to get an idea of how big this guy is, other than him standing in front of me, let's take a look at the box really quick. Here's the box that he comes in. Very tall box, taller than the figure itself, actually. But I really do like this box. I'm really digging the shades of green that they put on this box. You know, especially for like the back picture here, Perfect Cell. I mean, just the shading is just amazing. This box is one of the best that I've gotten. Even though I only have the Vegeta and the Frieza and the Cell, this one takes the cake for the boxes wise. You wouldn't think a box would be freaking as cool as the figure, but I'm really digging this box. I mean, it just looks great all the way around. Again, green's my favorite color, so I'm just digging all the shades of green on this box. This looks great. Nothing but white on the bottom. But enough about the box. Let's get the box out of the way. We're here to talk about the figure. Now let's take a look at the X Plus Gigantic Series Perfect Cell. Get straight on into this figure review, and I'm going to talk about the stand. So let's get him out of the way for a second, putting him up and down. He actually comes with some support stands. Now what these do, if you were paying attention at the beginning of the video, these were under, pretty much like his, wing flaps here that are on, that are towards the back here. So now Cell can pretty much stand by himself, but just for a little bit more added support, and kind of makes him tilt forward a little bit, but it doesn't make him unbalanced, but this does help him give a little bit more support, is you could put these underneath his wing tips right here. And that just makes him lean forward just a scunch and just gives him a little bit more stability. So, something very basic. They're not clear or anything. They're kind of like a smoky grayish translucent plastic. But other than that, I mean, they're not too much of an eyesore, especially if you have a lot of stuff, around Cell to begin with, and you have them placed with other figures. You probably won't notice these as much. But I mean, they're just, plastic. They're not really solid. They're hollow on the inside, but they're very thick walled, I want to say. So, they're not solid. They do have, they're hollow on the inside, but it's very thick plastic all the way around. And here you got the little grooves for his, wingtips and whatnot. But other than that, those are the little stands that he comes with. So very nice that they added those just to give him a little bit more stability when you're displaying him. And so let's get straight on into this X Plus Gigantic Series Cell figure with paint job. Paint job for Cell is flawless all the way around, but it has one paint flaw that I've kind of noticed. And I'm recently rewatching the Cell series with my friend Lawrence, and I have noticed this, and I'll point it out when I get to it. But let's take a look at all the greens. All the greens all over Cell's body is just fantastic. I love that, very kind of bright, almost neon green. Just looks fantastic. Really makes him pop. Just looks awesome. And then all the little tiny, darker forest specks of green that are on his, armor, whatever you want to call it. It's not really his skin. It's kind of like his armor plating pretty much. But just all of that, very nicely done. No bit of slop whatsoever on this guy as far as the green goes. Just looks fantastic all the way around. For his face, you got the very nice yellow here for kind of following his jawline. Very nicely well done there on the yellow. No bit of slop whatsoever. You got a little bit of the purple there around the eyes. And then, of course, his eyes are white. And it's kind of like a pinkish tone for his, eye color. So very nicely well done there. As far as like his skin goes, for his, skin parts on his hands and pretty much his neck and his face, very nice, kind of like pale white, like Frieza almost, with a little bit of blue, with a little bit of bluish grayish shading to give it a little bit more definition instead of just being like a flat, bright white. So very nicely well done there on the paint applications for his, skin tone. Then you got black here for his kind of like his top armor pieces and his wings. Very nice black. It has a little bit of a gloss to it, so it gives a little bit of a shine, but very nicely well done and applied. In between the black and on his shoulders here and on his wings, you got some more purple going on there. You can definitely see it on the front. Definitely shows up really well. Hopefully it's showing up on camera really well, but you definitely got the purple and stuff inside the, armor pieces there. On his elbows, you got some more purple and everything. On his nails, on his hands, you can't really tell on his other fingers because he's clenched in a fist, but on his thumb, he's got the black fingernails. Very nicely well done. Down here around his knees and whatnot, you got some more of that purple going on. And then down up to some more of the black, for his shins and whatnot. Very nicely well done applied. And then very nice yellows to finish off his feet. Very nicely well done applied. No bit of slop whatsoever. Looks fantastic. Now, the only thing that I want to say that is not accurate about this cell is his little tail stinger. Now, Final Form Cell did have this, don't get me wrong, but in my opinion, I don't know how well it's showing up on camera. I really don't feel like taking his wings out because that means I have to get a hair dryer and go through all that process, and that'd make this video way too long. But if you can see his tail stinger that's right between his wings there, that in the show is actually a brownish tan color. It's not really a yellow. So that's the only thing I've noticed so far on this figure that is kind of flawed. Now, is it that big of a deal? No, because you hardly see it. When you have this guy displayed on your shelf, you're not going to have him displayed this way. You're not going to be looking at the back side of him. You're going to be looking at the front side of him. So you're never really going to see that. But just to know that that is, just the only thing that is miscolored on him is his little tail stinger there. It's really not supposed to be yellow. It's supposed to be kind of like a brownish tan dirt color. But that's okay. I can look past it. Not that big of a deal. As far as detail goes on this guy, again, even though these are anime characters, X Plus does a great job just bringing out the detail of their smooth, animated style bodies. I mean, just the definition all over Cell's body for like his muscle tone, just great. All the armor pieces, very nicely well done and defined. All of the different segments that are purple in between his armor pieces, very nicely well done and grooved and sculpted, with some lines and stuff to give it very nice definition all the way around. Just very, very nicely well done. No bit of slop whatsoever. His neck in this area, all the definition there in the neck, very nicely well done. The knuckles on the hands, very, very nicely well done and detailed. The way that they did the fists just makes it look realistic. It's just ridiculously how well defined his fists are. Very nicely well done. All the grooves and lines here on the tops of his feet, very, very nicely well done. Again, even though they're anime characters, no amount of detail was, missed. Just very, very nicely well done. Detail and paint job all the way around on this guy. I mean, he just looks fantastic, and he's the biggest X Plus figure in the Dragon Ball Z line anyway that I have. By height anyway. Frieza's the smallest, and, Vegeta is a little bit more step up. But this guy does take up a lot of room height-wise, not really width-wise, but height-wise. So you either want to have, decent spacing between your shelves, or you at least want him on the very top, because he is a very tall figure. So detail, paint job, went over the stands, went over the box. Again, I don't scale X Plus figures, so that's just me. And but if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, again, these are very nicely priced. I mean, if you have a job and stuff, they're a little expensive, especially now that some of these the three that I have anyway, the Vegeta, the Cell, and the Frieza, they're probably in the aftermarket prices now, so you might be paying a little bit more. But really, if you know X Plus and some of the Godzilla figures, those I've heard the price wars on those. A lot of people think they're super expensive. But if you're a Dragon Ball Z collector and you might have the room for some X Plus Dragon Ball Z, I'd say just give it a shot. Look them up. You'd be surprised on some of the prices you can get. I mean, the Frieza and the Vegeta that I got, I only paid a little bit over $100, and I think Cell here cost me. I think it cost me a little bit, like close to 130, maybe 140. I don't remember the exact price, but it still wasn't a bad deal whatsoever. So the X Plus Dragon Ball Z line is very nicely affordable. That's if you get the figures as soon as they come out. Again, if anything X Plus, if you wait, you're going to be paying aftermarket prices, and you're going to hurt your wallet and make your bank account cry. But anyway, you guys, that's about it. All I got on this review. Again, great figure. If you love Dragon Ball Z, definitely pick them up if you're into the X Plus figures. They do bam job. I mean, again, other than the little tail stinger being miscolored, that it's yellow instead of like a brown dirt tannish color, that this figure is fine. It just looks fantastic. Anyway, you guys, that's about all I got for this review. Like always, we are Godzilla Fan Freaks. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next figure review. Thank you for watching.